Hi, what new possibilities will you create? Today's guests will share their story and provide insight. From my network to yours, let's get to it.
And I'm a high performance specialist and a classical singer. My background is in music. And these days I do a lot of concert curation and solo recitals. Really, really want to do all the things that you want. You have to be willing to recognize that that is something that's going to come up, that you're constantly going to be confronted with why you're not good enough or why you can't do something and why something is for someone else and not you. Something happens when you allow yourself.
Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Tell about yourself. Tell who Andre is.
All right. Okay. Well, Andre is, I'm one of the original Washingtonians. So I've been here since I was actually about 5 years old. And I grew up down in Tacoma. And just like I said, just kind of never left the area. Just grew up here. Raised my family here. Like I said, started in Tacoma. I live up in on the east side now. I've been here on the east side for about 30 years. Background that got me into technology, doing what I'm doing now, was in the wireless world. I was one of the original salespeople that started off selling wireless technology when cell phones first came into existence. And just basically grew that career into becoming a director for Sprint, which was my last corporate gig. I ran 5 states for them: Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, and beautiful Hawaii. So I got to do a lot of traveling.
Ooh, nice.
Throughout my career. And like I said, did that last stint for about 14, 15 years. And then got the urge to go out on my own and started my company. And I basically wanted to, look at something that was going to be relevant as technology continued to change and grow, and see where things were going to be happening at. And luckily for what I was managing at my time at Sprint, I had a clear view into where technology was going. We knew that the desktop computers weren't going to be the mainstay for people. We knew tablets weren't going to be the mainstay. We knew handsets were going to be the way people were going to go. Everybody was going to be carrying a handset. It started off with the people carrying their Palm devices, and then they moved into Blackberries, and then from there then iPhones and Androids came along, and we just saw a big paradigm shift where everybody was getting able to cut the wire and be able to kind of go off on their own with their devices. And as they carried their devices around with them, we were able to start sending more and more power to it. And then you saw the speeds start to pick up, where you can have more content on your phone and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, that kind of showed me, there's where the future is going to lie. What's going to lay in people's handsets. And, no matter where you go, people always they may not have a laptop, they may not have a desktop, but they always have their mobile device, and they always have it with them. So with that, I said, I'm going to start this text messaging business. And I went out, found a company to support me as far as building the software. They manage my back end for me still to this day. They collaborate with me a lot on development when we build custom apps for my different clients. And we went to market. That was 6 years ago. And 6 years later, here I am. I'm still standing and getting to work with fantastic guys, like you. So,
dude, I appreciate that. So many questions, I'm sure, especially the audience we got here. I see my cousin Ron, he's a photographer, and last show he was breaking down what opened for him and use of the phone, and how a lot of folks just go on and look at Instagram or Facebook and check text, and they don't do deeper dives into your point. You seeing a vision, that back then, knowing where we're at today. Look how much the game has changed even today with us all being home. You're right. like Instagram, for example, is primarily on people's mobile phone. It's probably one of the best platforms I've been using just to keep engagement. So my question for you in there is, what do you see open up next? I can't just take now. Can't say next 5 to 10 years. That's too far. But what do you see open up now as a result of this paradigm shift? We can't. People are less inclined to hop on a plane. They're less inclined to go to a coffee shop. They're less inclined to go to a conference. Now things are more virtual conferences. Now we got Zoom booming like crazy. That they can't keep up with the demand is intense. What do you see? What's happening? That's today. So I already know that's not tomorrow. What do you see? Do you see what I mean?
Well, I do, and I think you just kind of you nailed it. What's going to happen now, as far as our new normal, people are going to have to get way more resourceful on how they communicate. Again, going back to the handset, the handset's everything. So as we are going into this new 5G technology that's starting to roll out right now, the timing is perfect for it. The 5G technology is going to allow us to be able to increase our data speeds and be able to push more information out to the phones. You're seeing people able to stream their favorite TV shows. Like right now, as we're all stuck at home, we're all getting our binge watching on. And so now to be able to binge watch your favorite shows, but also beyond that, taking it into a business environment, to be able to do things like what we're doing right now with, having meetings online, prior to, well, actually, I was already into doing like a lot of Zoom meetings with a lot of my clients, but now, as you're seeing, Zoom is like the hottest product on the market now. Shoot, their stocks are going right through the ceiling right now. And the gentleman that owns that company just became a billionaire here a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my God. Isn't that crazy? Yep.
So where I see things going now is people are going to have to become more resourceful on how they work. They're not going to be jumping on planes the way they used to. We're not going to be driving all around town, meeting with people. You're going to be, launching a Zoom meeting. You're going to be doing what we're doing with Instagram or, Facebook Live and all these different tools out there as far as being able to talk to people. So now it's just going to be a matter of using technology to a higher level to be able to communicate with people and to show your value out there in the marketplace.
Definitely agree. I would say just to tie to it too, especially I've seen some name like Mia LJ was on the show last week. Amazing singer. Proud of her, my niece. So I'm biased. I see my best friend Tamika. I see a lot of cool faces in here. Ryan, his wife. They are creating, and Jamie, they're creating space at their home. Like, so Jamie, hope she don't mind me. She did shit. She actually showed her clip was in her basement, and she was showing her she built a studio, and she curated this amazing experience of calmness or to allow her to do her art. I see Mia. Mia is over there playing her guitar. Has got her sound system hooked up, and she's engaging and find her happy place in from her home and meditating, connecting. I see Lettucey over here showing up how I put the walls up, got the microphone. I see my cousin with the cameras, got his microphone and connection, give me advice on how to improve my connectivity to Instagram. People are resilient, and we are quick to make pivots. And technology has been the enablement for that. And the question I have, and you don't necessarily have the answer, but give me the thoughts though, is you still also appreciate engagement because we connected human face-to-face connection. So how we leverage technology to create the experience and connect us. But to your point, there's a value and need to have the engagement. It seems like for me, and I don't want to speak for you, tell me, the product you're doing with text messaging services is allowing me to allow myself, it allows Stephanie Ball, it allows me, actually Mel J is a customer of yours. You allow us to make that connection so that we can engage with humans still. Right. Is that intentional?
That is very intentional, because people want that information and they want it now. And like you said, you're one of my clients, and we've been able to do a good job as far as starting to get, your message out. And what we're doing with this kind of technology is we're getting the message out fast. We like to call it a call to action. So when you've got something you need to get out to your followers quick, right now texting is the fastest way to do it. You shoot me an email and you say, Andre, I need to get this out, and all of a sudden within 20 minutes we can have that message out to hundreds of people, thousands of people, to let them know, take action on this particular thing. So it could be a politician trying to tell everybody, hey, we need to rally right now and be at this cause, and get that right onto the handset, because again, the handset's where everybody lives. Like Mia, that she's a fantastic example. Right now, as she just dropped her new album, and she's got all these people that want to follow her. For her to be out there putting out, text SOS 369 to 55678. Yeah, that's a plug for you right there. So people can follow and get that download. So like within a matter of minutes, she can let her community know that, that stuff is happening, that she just dropped her latest, joint, and people need to follow her and be able to download it real time. There it is. So text that right now, and be able to follow her. And now when she goes off to do a show, there again, she can put the word out. I'm going to be performing at this venue on this evening. I look forward to seeing you there. Concert tickets, anything, we can attach all of that. So we're creating a call to action. We're creating, in a world where everybody wants that information now, we are giving them that tool to be able to do it. Because
I was hoping you would say that. I'm glad you said that. You call to action.
Yeah.
And we're definitely in a moment of call to action. And and you've been seeing too, even with COVID-19, they have text messaging services across different states. They're saying text COVID-19 to New Jersey, or Washington State has it, and it's called outreach. And people always feel that their voice can't be heard. People always feel that we can't take action, and we can, and we're connected. And I people say, well, I only know 10 people. Well, but your 10 people may know 10 people that know 10 people that know 10 people that know 10 people. So you think you only know 10 people, you actually know thousands of people. But if you don't take that first step, that first 10 people, that potential 1,000 people will never know what that you initially thought with. And so, that platform, leveraging the text messaging tool, has provided that platform for me to make sure that engagement happens. Because the challenge is, I forget to text people and they get mad at me. I can't remember when it text. It's complicated. It's clunky. I don't know. And I'm not sure who wants to get text. You opt in, then I can text you. So folks that have, you got a movement, hey, we want to get together, you want to get in a movement, you text message this number, everyone pulls in. What opportunity do you see for future innovation as people look for new ways to engage with customers?
Oh, that's a good question. New innovations. As far as, let's go deeper on that question. So what do you mean by new innovations? Just what do you mean by that? Go a little deeper.
How about you break it up? We were talking about the first segment, and I saw she said part of the question was answered earlier regarding to seeing how technology and innovations evolve and what's open up for us here too. But I'll pop the question again. It would say, what opportunities do you see for further innovation as people? So as people look for new ways to engage with customers.
I think it's going to continue to be through all the different platforms. You can't just get locked on one platform. So, too often, we're getting so much stuff thrown at us, and people are thinking that if we do Facebook, marketing, we're good to go. Or if we do, a killer website, we're done. Or we do text, that's it. You got to use everything. You got to throw out a very broad net. You got to figure out how to engage all the different platforms. And why I say that is because you've got everybody coming from what they like best and from whatever world they play in. So you do have people who are very much into Instagram, and that's where they go for all their news and headlines and all that. You got people who follow on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. You've got to be able to touch people where they want to be touched. So what I always tell my clients is invest a little bit in everything. So put some of your energy or put some of your message into social media. Put some of your energy into your website. Put some of your energy into text message marketing, and actually maybe even still do some of the old school stuff. Radio, TV, if you can afford that. But
that's expensive.
Well, that's expensive, and you don't have to do TV. But like I said, now you can do stuff like social media marketing, which comes in at pennies on the dollar. But the bottom line is you got to, like I said, you got to cast a wide net because you don't know where your audience wants to engage at. But if you put it out there across everything, then you're going to touch everybody. And what's nice about that is that's all measurable. And as people start responding back to you, you can see where you're getting your highest lift, and then you start targeting your market at that particular point.
I think that's wonderful. I'm gonna do a selfish thank you right now, because you just shared something that I'm witnessing right now. So for example, I just text my number, give love to 55678, thanks to Andre as part of his service. Instagram just came out with functionality just now recently where you can tag your fundraising. So to give love to me, you text that number, it gives you charity options that I'm personally affiliated with. So After School All-Star, I love Orphanage, and I do other one-off ones too as well. Because people kept asking me all the time, hey, I want to give back and I don't know where and how. And Jexi, you do so much in that space and you're passionate. Maybe I can get to your organizations. And so I was getting that request so much that inspired me to create the text Give Love. So that way I can just give folks information that opt in to get that information. So today I literally just tagged in Instagram to do a live fundraiser, and I am honored that I got donations already coming in here of 120. I'm like about to tear up, and I mean because I didn't expect it to work. I didn't know how functional it will be, and I'm honored because After School All-Star specifically is focused on middle school kids, and I remember my kids were middle school age. They're older now, and it's an interesting age where you do a shift in your life, and either shift to get into a lot of trouble. It's when you're defining yourself, learning your possibilities and roadblocks, and you're sitting home and especially in tough situations and not having access to arts, music, just expanding your horizon. So After School All-Star taps into that space to provide alternates to learn about art, music, cooking, just open up your wealth of possibilities to expand your reach to where you want to go. They've been impacted significantly. It'll be on my show too. Big talk, because school's closed. And they were trying to figure out what does it mean for them now? How do we engage with our students, right? And so my text message service, thanks to you, has been a very, they using it through me to get the word out about, hey, we're still relevant. We're still here. And we still are attending to the students. We still having Zoom meetings. We're still connecting with them. I'm speaking next Monday to the students about my Amazon and so forth. So thank you who donate y'all donations. I appreciate it. And to your point, Andre, having text messaging service and talking about where I'm passionate linked to, being able to leveraging tools like these here creates that possibility. What advice you got, Andre, for folks as they are either considering mobile technology? It could be mobile apps. I always say people have $1 million idea in their head, and what holds them back is, me included, so I'm using me as a direct example. I just don't know where to begin. Like, I'm not a system developer. I don't know how to create an app. I have an idea, and how do I even know that my idea hasn't already been thought up already? And is this something I can protect? Can you protect your, like, just can you share? Can you be a business owner? You took an idea from proof of concept to creation. I'm not sure you had that background to make apps. Any advice for us? And I know Anthony, me, I'm sure I see Chelsea, I see her on here too. A lot of us had similar questions, and we struggled even in 2020 where to start. Any perspective, advice you can share?
Well, as far as like apps go, apps are interesting because why I say that is because apps, got to download an app, and a lot of people don't like to download apps. They say that when somebody downloads an app onto their phone, the average length that they keep it on their phone is about 36 months before they delete it off, because it takes up a lot of room on your phone. So, I don't know app really the right way to go as far as creating something to go after. But as far as that goes, or technology goes, kind of, find out, what you're doing and figure out, how can I monetize it, for one? How can I digitize it? So how do you get the message out there? Like I said, you utilize all the different sources. Yes, you may want to do an app, but don't hang everything on that app. You might tie it also, like I said, across the board. So like I said, you just got to utilize all the different resources. So when I'm sitting down with a new client and trying to get them to use my product, I tell them, don't stop what you're doing. If you've had a lot of success with a particular tool, email marketing, for example, then keep using email marketing, but tie text in as well, because again, with texting, you're going to be able to touch a group of people that you had not talked to before. Right now, a lot of studies are showing that 75% of all the people across the country prefer text messaging as their number one way to be communicated with. People don't like voice no more. They don't want to talk person to person. They don't like voicemail. Probably you out there listening to me right now don't have your voicemail boxes set up on your phones. So
or it's full on purpose.
Or it's full and nobody's listening to it. So those are old technologies that are dying out. They're still there, but they're dying out. So you got to keep it fresh. Email marketing, emails have dropped off to low 20% open rate because we've all been so saturated with so many emails every day when we get up and we turn on our computers or our phones. We've got 100 emails sitting in our inbox, and what we do, we go delete, and don't even read them, or they go straight into our spam filter, but we don't read them. But text messaging right now, I'm bragging about my business now, we've got a 97% open rate.
Wow.
And 93% of those messages are open within the first 3 minutes of delivery.
Wow.
So we've become the most effective way of marketing right now for customers. So like I said, going back to that, my favorite statement, call to action. This is the best way to create a call to action to get somebody to move on your product or service. But talking about, our good friend Stephanie, that was just on before me. We've done a good job as far as helping her to continue to build up her database. So anyways, like Stephanie, we put together a strong campaign for her.
What's Stephanie? I'm gonna put Stephanie's out here. What's Stephanie's again? I'm gonna put it in here.
So put in SAB to 55678. And using her example again, she's getting ready to drop her book here within the next couple of days. So I encourage everybody who's listening right now to text to get into her campaign SAB to 55678. And what's going to happen is now, as she gets close to launching, she's going to be able to send out messages saying, hey, we're 2 days away from dropping, we're 1 day away. Here's a little teaser, here's the whatever. We'll put the teasers out there and let everybody know that the book is about to drop. And then the day that it does drop, then we can go ahead and send out a message saying, the book is live, and then be able to give you a link straight to Amazon to be able, plug for your company, Jexi. Be able to say, go to Amazon and download and order your book today, and have a link that's going to take you straight there. Now, when she goes out there and starts doing her book tour around the country and comes back to Seattle or wherever, now we're going to be sending out messages saying, here's her travel schedule. Boom, she's going to be in Seattle on June 5th. Click this link right now to be able to get your tickets and be able to take your registration page. So those are the kind of tools that we're going to be able to use texting to kind of carry that message forward. And
I like that too. I like that too from diversification, because right now, especially small businesses, I know a lot of your customers are small businesses or individuals, and mid-sized business, big businesses. And so with the quick outcry or shift, I say the pivot that took place for being, COVID, it felt initially they didn't have those set up. They lost contact with their membership, So like Columbia Tower has a great platform where they can outreach their members and make you aware of what's coming and so forth. So they didn't lose it. So while that was a platform that was meant to be face-to-face engagement, they were still well enough designed to have the text messaging service to be still engaged. So I was impressed. Same with me. I would not be able to pull off this here if I didn't be able to push out my messaging so people say, hey, I know we're not having parties in person anymore, but guess what? I still connect. Hey, I'm not doing public speaking events. I still am, but at the time wasn't doing events. Here's an opportunity coming to the platform. So those are things that key. So you said call to action. I'd love to get your advice on what's a good call to action for folks here listening on Power Around Us. And what call to action should they be thinking about considering? What's opening up for you?
Well, what's opening up right now, I think, is just a major change in the way everybody's doing business. Right now, I've been just incredibly busy for ever since COVID hit. It's been a busier time for me. Where a lot of businesses, and I guess it kind of goes back a little bit a couple of questions ago as far as where you're seeing opportunity at.
No doubt. But
right now, again, I think technology, and anybody who's in technology space has huge opportunities for creating wealth for themselves. Like I said, my business has just been exploding over the last several weeks with new clients that have been reaching out to me. What's happening now is as the governor is rolling out all of these changes to what our new normal is going to be,
right?
It's creating people having to engage my product. Two examples I'll give you that's keeping me busy right now is one, the restaurant industry. You're hearing about, as we go back into reopening, how are people going to be able to go into a restaurant and successfully enjoy their evening out without getting COVID. Well, one of the biggest things the governor said is that we're going to have to go away from the menus. So with that, how are we going to get menus into people's hands? Well, the governor said one-touch menus is what he recommended, meaning that all of a sudden now every single restaurant owner has to put a paper menu in your hand, and then after you leave, then that paper menu has to be. So that's going to increase the cost of paper or that resource to a restaurant owner, tenfold, because now they're going to be having to buy hundreds of thousands of menus a month, depending how big their establishment is. But now, again, using technology and using the opportunity, I've been reaching out to my clients saying, okay, what if we digitize your menu? Let's put your menu online. So now, as most restaurants do, they do have their menu online, but now let's use technology, use my technology to get that into people's hands. So now as people come into a restaurant, what they're going to do is that they're going to text the name of that restaurant to 55678, and they're going to upload that menu right there on the spot. And so they've got the menu in their hands, on their handset. The restaurant owner loves it because now he doesn't have to invest in all this paper stock that's being touched once and thrown away. People are going to see the menu, they're going to go through it, find what they want. We can even have them order right from their handset.
Yeah, I agree. I like the fact you come into the store, do it one touch on your phone, get the resume. But the question comes up, I'm going to ask you, I'm an IT guy like you, and people are always hesitant in a lot of cases to opt in. Hey, do you see that? And how do we give them comfort? Because data is important. Essentially, you opt in to get my information. What are you going to do with my information? And just with it. So I will make sure folks hear that side too. What's your perspective there?
Well, to that question, and that's an awesome question, is, there is a lot of security. We don't have spam in this industry. And the reason it is because it's all opt-in. You've got to, as the end user, opt into a campaign. So when you're opting in, it's because you want to do business with that person who gave you that opt-in opportunity. And if they're one of my clients, one of the main things that we really push in my business is that we do not sell that data. So we're not going to, if you come into Jesse's restaurant and you have a fantastic experience, you're not all of a sudden going to start getting texts the next week from Joe the roofer, because we will not sell that data. It's highly illegal, for one, to sell the data. And if you see data being sold and all of a sudden you're getting messages from companies you don't know from, you can turn those folks in and they will be fined heavily by the FCC. So there's a lot of security built into our industry. And once you get tired of hearing from us or Jesse's restaurant or whatever the case may be, they never get tired of hearing from you. But if they do get tired of hearing, then they can simply just opt out. Just type the word opt. And that takes you out of the database as far as getting those messages.
I am curious too. Is it two-way? Like say to your point, good thing with that is you can see if you have a high attrition rate, people opting out, and what you can do is you continue to learn from the data what's working, what's not. But can people also share back communication? I've seen some tools where it's not just a call and response to yes, no, but it's also you can do it for surveys. You can do it for CPE accreditations. For if you're at a conference and you say text this number here, your response. So it's not just one-way traffic, right? It's two-way traffic, right?
That's true. Yeah, you can do surveys. We do text to join, text to survey, text to win. I do a lot of text to win contests with different companies I work with. That's a real popular way to grow your database, is to have a text to win contest. But text for trivia, text for information. So there's all different types of campaigns that you can put together to get people's attention and to get them to want to opt into your project.
I love it. And so to your point, back to the call to action part, I love the anchor on, because I definitely feel we in week 8 and we can't keep sitting in this situation, right? And so as we got to listen as a collective self, as Stephanie was sharing earlier, and we got to take action. Having a vehicle like this here allows call to action both directions, especially when we see things that happen in our communities, jogging, just stuff that we see and have to face as a society, and folks feel like our voice is not heard. Our voice is powerful. Our voice is heard. Our word is powerful. And any vehicles we can leverage to make sure our voice is being heard and heard quickly. I can push out a notification right now and impact hundreds of people. That's powerful. I can't make 100 phone calls in 2 seconds.
And Jesse, to speak to what you're speaking on right now, as far as just getting back into our community,
Yeah.
you know, and this is powerful, and people don't think about this a lot, but you know, this is a very true fact. You know, when you get into our community, you find that a lot of, you know, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a certain percentage of folks out there that don't have access to high-speed data. They don't have, you know, computers at their home with you know, a good computer connection or whatever. But everybody has a cell phone. So utilizing products like text messaging to get the word out is golden because, again, you know, you need to reach people the way they want to be reached. And so everybody has a cell phone. No matter what your situation is, you're going to pay your cell phone bill. You're going to have that. So that is, like I said, the easiest way to be able to reach folks, to let them know of job opportunities or resources that are available to them. You know, I work with several nonprofits as well. And with the nonprofits, we're doing things like, you know, where they're putting signs around the community telling people, you know, text ABC charity to 2345 for job opportunities. And when people text that, they're able to get those job opportunity listings. And now the other side of all of that is, now as something happens, let's say it's a job manning an 800 line for the charity, which is one of my clients. I won't say which one, but it's a charity that is always looking for people to man the phone banks for them.
Yeah.
So right now, we've got a campaign running for them where they are asking people to text to their number to find out about jobs. Now, as they need to start filling those positions in a particular area, say Tacoma, they can just target Tacoma and say, we've got an opening right now for a supervisor for this location. Mm. Anybody interested in that position, reply back to this text. Mm. So again, there's where we're actually using this tool to reach people where they could not have been reached before. They might have been missed because they might not have been going to the website. Yeah. Because for whatever reason, they couldn't get to the website, and missed those opportunities. But now all of a sudden we're able to put that opportunity into their hand real time, real fast, and get the reactions that we want.
I would say this, I know I can speak for myself, I'm sure aloud in this phone call, that this has opened up a lot of ideas in my head, and I've seen it as our array of my responsibility as a human to continue to give and drive action. That's one, so thank you for that. Two, I saw opportunity within my day job of where I could work my nonprofits, you know, where how leveraging technology to drive engagement and still do a lot of functionality from a recruiting side, we can still do text messaging and sort, and getting data that we needed to learn and say, is this something we collectively as a people, as a group, as a community, as a country, as a world, is this something we should be doing moving forward? Good way to get that information out there. So I think we often think we don't have those resources, and you're saying we do, and it's right here. Something that's been around for a long time and it's very effective and growing demand. You're right. I look at my, well, not right now, I look at my phone typically where I look at my text messages, I'm down to like 1 or 2 versus my email in the thousands in some cases.
There you go. Email. People always clear out their text message box.
Right.
But you know, let me back up for a quick second.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You asked that question earlier as far as, you know, where are the opportunities right now? We're in this COVID time, but you know, I just want to encourage everybody to really look out of the box. You know, don't look at just the main those main categories out there that everybody thinks is going to be where the opportunities are right now. Look for something that is different, that is hooked to technology that you can run with. Again, like in my business, we're seeing the growth because we're filling a need. So find that need, and if it's something that can be filled with a technology product that you have access to, or that you can create yourself, then pick it up and run with it, because it might just catapult you to another level. So where the opportunities lay, you're seeing a lot of businesses that aren't going to come out of this COVID-19 situation in good shape. A lot of the traditional type of businesses, the brick and mortar businesses, but those brick and mortar businesses that now are shifting to having an online presence, then all of a sudden they've reinvented themselves and they're doing well. A lot of retail stores, and the ones that have you figured out, okay, our doors are shut, but now we're driving business towards the internet. They're trying to be a baby Amazon and push people towards the. Those people are thriving. I've got one of my clients who's seen about a 27% increase in his business because he drove it all online, and instead of having people come into the front door. So there's reinventing yourself. Don't just sit there and cry in your beer and wait for the governor to say to reopen your doors or go back to business as usual. Use this time to figure out, how can I tweak this business? And how can I use all the available tools? How can I utilize, the 5G network that's coming down the pipe, to be able to get content out faster to people? What can I push out to a handset? What can I do to make sure people know that I'm still here and I'm viable and I'm growing? And utilize the technology. Call me if you got questions on that, and I'll just I'll give it away for free as far as that information on what can you do to make your business more appealing to the market out there, so that you can continue to grow during these kind of times.
No, I love that. I greatly appreciate that, because you think about small businesses, like my friends I mentioned earlier, that are up and running and or just be starting brand new and faced with this here. And like you said, the last thing you would do is just stand still and do nothing, because technically you're not standing still, you're kind of going backwards. I think I shared in previous chat, it's like being on a treadmill in the wrong direction. You try to stay on a treadmill and not run. Try right now. Actually, don't actually try it. Let's go. But if you do that, you're gone, right? You're behind time. And to your point, you're not finding a way to reinvent and be relevant today. You will be further behind you were before. And so a lot of small businesses that weren't on cloud computing, for example, couldn't scale. Imagine Zoom not be on the platform. It would have been broken. They wouldn't be met the demand if they were on some platform that can scale at the spike that they receive. Right, so that company now being a billionaire, so he'd been broke if he couldn't meet the demand. Right, it's like literally that shift to make sure had the idea and mindset to see forward and not stay in old tech and not look backwards. Is huge. So thank you for that. Any advice, folks, resources you can recommend to folks that are saying, I hear you, it makes sense, I just don't know where to start?
I get a lot of my inspiration, actually, a couple of good sources. One of them is, believe it or not, Steve Harvey. Harvey, he has turned into one of the biggest motivational speakers out there, and has done some incredible YouTube videos just talking about success and holding on to your dream, and to never quit, and to just keep going forward. So I say listen to his videos, watch his videos on YouTube, his motivational series. They're phenomenal. And then a gentleman called Michael Beckwith. He's out of California. He's a doctor, pastor, and his whole thing as far as around gratitude
Yes.
That is huge for me. Just always being present in the moment, having gratitude, and just, staying connected, patience. You got to have patience in this world. And so, that hits me hard, because as an entrepreneur, that's probably one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn, is how to be patient. You want everything yesterday, or you want it now, but it ain't going to happen now. You got to pay the dues. You got to go out there and get beat up. You got to hear the no's, and then you got to get up the next morning and you got to go out there and do it again.
Well, guess what? By you say that too, that is the now, right? So what happens is, if they want that now, but they don't take those actions, they'll never get the now, because the actions is getting to the now, getting to that goal. And a lot of people want the immediate success.
Bottom line is, don't stop. Just never stop.
Never stop.
You get a lot of people who keep saying, why are you still doing this? And, you need to stop and go do something else. And you just keep saying no. Even with my business, the first couple of years, it was incredibly hard, because people weren't really into texting when I first started this up. And, every day I was getting up saying, why am I doing this? But I just kept saying, no, it's going to come around. And you just keep on going. And every single day, you just keep doing a little bit more. You make one more phone call, you make send one more email, you make one more presentation, and it just keeps on happening until it happens. So you gotta stay focused, you gotta stay in the moment, and you gotta keep pushing forward.
You are so spot on, because to your point, if you are not resilient, you will never see the success on the other end. And when people want to jump right to success, and the bigger the dream, the bigger the goal, the bigger it takes to get there. And you saw that vision, and so those moments you experienced was part of the journey. And the journey is critical. You learn so much on that journey. So it's key. I see my sister on here. I want to say one thing, like, can't stop, won't stop. Like Pete Diddy, you said earlier, right? We can't stop, we won't stop. She always makes fun.
I like that. I like that.
Can't stop, won't stop. We gotta keep climbing, keep everything is the beginning. Every day is day one. Every day is our start. And we like that way. Go ahead.
Also, go out on the internet and look up Denzel Washington. He done a couple of commencement speeches, and I used to have my motto used to be, because I can, which I still use that motto a lot.
True.
Because I can, because that's just the way I grew up. I always thought I could have whatever I wanted. Why can't I? So I've always lived by it, and it's worked very well for me along the way. But a couple of years ago, I got to hear one of Denzel's speeches, and his thing was, and it was really as I was getting going in this business. In his speech, his thing is fall forward. Just fall forward. So basically, as you go through life, you're going to, have those challenges. You're going to get knocked down in business. You're going to you're told no by somebody for a promotion or whatever, relationship or whatever. And when you fall, just fall forward, meaning you get up and you keep going again. So that's my new mantra, for the last couple of years, is fall forward. Just get up.
That.
So again, I encourage everybody to go on to YouTube tonight, look up Denzel Washington's commencement speech, and listen to those. And that's going to motivate you to keep getting up there every day and keep moving forward.
That's going to open up for people too, because the fact that those guys at home, like, I'm hearing these amazing speeches, Denzel Washington, Barack Obama, like, thank God. And so, like, it's up to your students. And I see Jessica in here too, thinking about high school and college students. And I see my nieces, probably my sister, so my nieces here too. Like, they're hearing these inspiring messages, but it also speaks to us. Like, we're never too old to get this advice and perspective, and us pausing to be present to hear it. It's been beautiful. I had a fun question for you before we wrap up too, and I think it's ticking. The way I want to say again, I am overwhelmed of appreciation for the donations that came in here. I didn't expect to see any donations, and I'm appreciative of that. And something I'm trying out right now. I still do my traditional text give love to 55678. But one thing I'm gonna say is, fun question. When are we going for a drive, man? I'm going out this weekend to Cascades. So if you go out this weekend, give me a call. I'm going out. I can't take it no more. Hey, I'm in my
I know.
car. I'm still social distancing, okay? I just want to drive in the car behind your car, okay?
There you go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be doing it soon. So
Let's do
yeah,
it, man.
get ready.
Well, thank you so much, man, for this amazing show. I really appreciate it. It's giving me the 1 minute. Or anything you want to share before we close out? Any last comments you want to share?
Just say I thank you for allowing me to be one of your guests, and I thank you for being a loyal client. You know, it's awesome that you're always there supporting my business as well, and I appreciate that. And,
we're gonna keep growing, man. We're gonna keep growing. Hello, this is Mr. Rose. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to come back every week for new podcast content. Special thanks to my daughter and her team and all their hard work putting this content together. Be engaged. Be aware. Be ready. Be heard. Thank you.